Yo, what is up, y'all? It's Cone back here again today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about NBA Media Day 2022. The NBA season is finally right around the corner, and as always is tradition in the NBA world, as training camp starts up, we get Media Day, where teams and reporters talk for the first time since the offseason started. It's a great time to kind of catch up on all the offseason drama. There are always some hilarious moments as teams do some fun stuff, and there's a lot to pay attention to when all 30 teams do it. So today, in this video, I'm going to break down every single highlight of Media Day for you in case you missed anything. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, and also comment down below and let me know what your favorite moment was from Media Day, or if I missed anything, because I'm sure there are some moments I'm not going to get to in this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off with probably the biggest story of NBA Media Day, Jimmy Butler's hair. A couple months ago, Jimmy Butler was seen in some off-season workouts with really long hair, a style that's very different for him, and of course, he showed up to Media Day with that hairstyle, and people were asking a lot of questions. Is it real? Is it extensions? He said it's not extensions, claiming it was real, and people were asking, is he going to keep it for the season? Which, if he was, I was about to bet on him for MVP, but he won't be keeping it for the season, and that he only did it to make people online angry.
Honestly, I just wanted to see how many people on the internet would love my hair, and it did great. I'm not gonna keep it though, not gonna lie to you. It'll be gone sooner rather than later.
So go ahead, cancel your bets for Jimmy Butler winning MVP, although knowing Jimmy, it's still possible. The Brooklyn Nets had one of the craziest off seasons I've seen in a long time, with Kyrie and KD both requesting trades, and the both of them still being here for training camp. Of course, they were going to be asked about it. KD saying that he's committed to the team. He requested a trade because of uncertainty with the roster, and said that he's not surprised he's still here because he knows he's that good. The Nets weren't just going to give him away. With Kyrie Irving, he also talked about his trade request, and he said, he's ready to work and be a part of the team, once again reassuring that he's here for the long haul, and by long haul, I mean this season. And so the Nets look like they're kind of rearing up to go and be one of the best teams in the NBA. You've also got Ben Simmons, the third member of that big three, being asked, as is a tradition with NBA Media Day, if he's going to start shooting threes, to which he responded,
Can I be the first to ask how many threes you're going to take this year?
Shit, who knows?
So basically, the answer is no. Over in Ben's old hometown of Philadelphia, the Sixers had their media day with Joel Embiid talking about how he wants to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Our focus is on, defense.
And James Harden talking about how he lost a lot of weight and kind of focused on rehab and getting into shape in the offseason, to which reporters asked him, how much weight had he lost, and he told them about 100 pounds. So be ready for skinny Harden out there on the court. Meanwhile, PJ Tucker talked about how he and Harden wanted to get to Philly years ago, which I don't know if I believe, but they're here now, and that's what matters. Over in Los Angeles, the Lakers had their media day where Anthony Davis talked about how he wants to play all 82 games, win Defensive Player of the Year, and get back to the 80 of old. Hopefully he's able to. Patrick Beverley had a couple great moments, one where he was asked what his favorite LeBron highlight is, to which he said it was the time that he blocked LeBron on Christmas Day.
Black eye hat on LeBron.
Yo, man. What's wrong with Pat, man? What's wrong with Pat, man?
He mentioned his highlight, man.
Because of course it was. And also, Patrick Beverley, when talking about his friends on the team, said that he and Russ are now best friends. So we'll see on that front.
A best friend on the team, and everyone has them to pick right now. I say Russ.
Meanwhile, in Russ news, he reiterated that he's committed to the team, and regardless of if people want him there or not, he's going to do his job and do what he has to do to help the team win. And Darvin Ham, when asked about if Russ was going to start or not, he said, "We've got a lot of options, so we'll see how the Lakers season goes." Over in Dallas, Jason Kidd talked a bit about Christian Wood, their big acquisition, and the role that he was going to play on the team, saying that they see him as a bit of a sixth man for the roster, which was kind of surprising for most people because he was supposed to be, this huge piece added to the team to replace the offensive output of like a guy like Jalen Brunson, be Luka's, secondary guy. And if he's coming off the bench, it's kind of hard for him to do that. Put in the fact that Christian Wood's in a contract year, and he's been a guy who notoriously wants a bigger role. It was surprising, and even Christian Wood himself said this was the first time he was hearing of this, and later after his interviews went to Twitter and tweeted out just a single LOL. So things are going really good in Dallas to start off. Speaking of dysfunction, over in Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton was asked about his situation, where it was kind of presumed that he was going to be out of Phoenix and the Indiana Pacers threw him a max contract, but the Suns ended up matching it, kind of shocking the world with the fact that Ayton is still in Phoenix after him and Monty Williams yelled at each other at the end of Game 7, and he's confirmed confirmed, the two of them haven't spoken since that moment, and also, when asked about if he's happy to be back in Phoenix, he had some words to say.
It's awful.
I was happy. It was all done, I guess.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
And by words, I meant like 3 of them. Meanwhile, Mark Spears said that the Suns' media day almost felt like a funeral environment, with all of the stuff weighing over them, particularly the Robert Sarver situation. So it's going to be interesting to see how Phoenix goes this season. Will DeAndre Ayton still be on the roster? How are they going to navigate all this turmoil? And ultimately, will they able to still be a dominant force in the West? Over in Denver, Nikola Jokic talked about how he wants to be the Tim Duncan of the Nuggets, but that he's got to win a few championships to get there, and with Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray seeing healthy at media day, they could be well on their way. Meanwhile, DeAndre Jordan and Jeff Green talked about how best friends they are.
We're pretty close, good friends. We're best friends.
Speaking of Tim Duncan, over in San Antonio, Greg Popovich, who always is good for a couple awesome quotes on media day, gave us a couple gems. In particular, when asked about what brings him back to his job every year, he responded, in a similar vein to securing his bag, Popovich decided to give some betting advice to the media and the public as a whole, letting them know that they probably shouldn't bet on the Spurs to win the title this season.
Nobody here should go to Vegas with the thought of betting on us to win the championship.
Over in Sacramento, head coach Mike Brown overheard a player yelling during a media photo shoot and decided to try one of his own.
Regardless.
Does that concern you?
No. Ah! I love it.
In New Orleans, Zion Williamson was looking in great shape, looking ready for the season, excited to see him get back in play, and I'm already calling it now, he's going to be at an MVP level. Don't say I didn't warn you. For Chicago, Alex Caruso talked about how he was going to change his jersey number from 6 to something else to honor Bill Russell, who recently passed away, but that the NBA said he couldn't because he's, quote, top 75 in jersey sales. So, the people seem to love the Bald Mamba. In Toronto, Pascal Siakam talked about how his next goal is to be a top 5 player after making All-NBA this past season, and Scotty Barnes talked about how he sees himself as a point guard, so maybe he'll get some more reps there this season, continuing Toronto's ability to just make every player as versatile as possible. For the Rockets, Kenyon Martin Jr., who is reportedly unhappy with the organization and wants out, was asked about how he feels about the whole situation, to which he basically said, "I'm leaving it up to agents and management, I'm just here to do my job," which is not exactly what you want to hear as a Rockets fan. Meanwhile, Jabari Smith, who entered the draft listed at 6'10", is now listed at 6'11". The fact that he's almost 7 feet tall and has his skill set is kind of absurd. For the Bucks, Marjon Beauchamp brought his dog to his photo shoot, while over in LA, Kawhi Leonard decided that he didn't want a Nike logo in his photo shoot. Shout out New Balance. For the Knicks, Derrick Rose talked about how excited he was to be back and ready to play this season after missing most of last year, and how he really wants to contribute to winning basketball in New York, and they rewarded him by torturing him with a toy fish.
I sue, alright?
You'll be fine.
Hey. Man, no, I can't do it.
Back over in Miami, young Heat players are trying to teach Udonis Haslem how to gritty.
That can't be that easy.
Put your old school swag in it. You got it.
No. I'm doing it like, you better say it. Say what you about to say on there, don't say that.
And finally, in OKC news, Gilgeous-Alexander was interviewed and asked about, all the trade rumors that have circulated this offseason, to which he reiterated for the 4,000th time he wants to be in OKC, he signed a 5-year contract here, and that he doesn't think the team's going to be bad for much longer. He is committed to Oklahoma City. So as a Thunder fan, I am begging you to please stop putting him in the worst trade proposals I've ever seen. And that was Media Day 2022. Let me know what your favorite moments were down in the comment section below. And as always, let me know if I missed anything. I'd love to hear what y'all have to say. Appreciate y'all watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. I will see you all later. Real one, say it back.